We have Davide Lionetti. He's a PhD student at IPEM at Ghent University, and he's working at the intersection of embodied cognition and human-computer interaction. And today he will present Sing Music, a novel paradigm to study coordination in music performance.
Hello everybody. Thank you, Laura, for the presentation. Thank you, Luke, for the invitation. Today I'm going to present the ongoing project that I'm doing with the Professor Pieter-Jan Maes in combination with, can you hear me with this? Yeah. In combination with the McGill University. This project is an interdisciplinary project that's trying to meld together three scientific areas: computational musicology from Ghent University, music technologies, and music neuroscience from the McGill side. What we are doing basically is we want to model the performance of Ensemble and find a way to analyze, synthesize it, leveraging the new innovation of spatial computing. And this is done also through dynamical system theory length. And eventually we want to find a way to make human and agent interact in a better way. So the goal is to decode human coordination at the end. We think that in human coordination we can investigate and explore a lot of hidden dynamics underlying the synchronization process of humans. Like a lot of other talks explain very well how humans, when synchronized in an ensemble, they feel a lot in bonds to each other. So we think that the music ensemble can be a very good psychological setting to investigate this. I want to show you a quick video to make you understand why ensemble music performance for us is good. This is a video of an artistic collaborator of us, is the six-room percussive ensemble. So yeah, this was just to show you how beautiful are an ensemble playing. And so, but because we are in the intersection of technology and music, this raise up a research question. How can interpersonal synchronization be formalized and embodied using computational models without losing its dynamical nature? And so we think that to fix and to reply to this question, we can use embodied virtual avatar, which are a novel way, first, to close the gap between the ecological realisms and the analytical control. Nowadays, with the new technology innovation in the XR, extended reality, we are able to design avatars that are really similar to humans, and they are also able to express the multimodality of music performance very much better than in the past. So we also consider them a tool to evaluate models of group synchronization based on dynamical systems. Just a bit of literature gaps I want to show you before saying, and we aim at the end to develop an embodied virtual avatars that can play as a member of human ensemble at the end. So in the literature we saw that in the literature of human-computer interaction, but also in the literature of joint musical task, some limitations are that mostly the study are study simplified scenarios like dyad interactions or modeling simple rhythms like 4/4, and there is a lack of study on quantitative measure for group synchronization. So we try with a dynamical system perspective to deal with this challenge, and we want to scale up from dyads to quartet interaction scenarios, and from simple to complex rhythms, so like polyrhythms. And we want to define new agents that they come from 2D to 3D embodied virtual agent. And how do we do that? So let's talk about the agenda of the project. First, we start with a data collection with humans. So we call a lot of quartets in our labs, and we do in a control scenario, we do a data collection with 4 people together. Then we extract some group synchrony measure to understand how much they synchronize and how much the synchronization evolves over time. With this data, we're going to fit some dynamical system models that will enable at the end the avatars to play. And then we repeat the same paradigms, the same experimental paradigms with a human avatar data collection, in which there's going to be 3 people playing with an embodied virtual agent that is being fitted in the dynamical system models. To evaluate that, we're going to extract the same measure that we extract in the first stage, and then we compare this measure. So if they're not equal enough, we said, okay, we can come back in the stage of fitting the models and do other experiments, or if they're well enough matching, we can do a proof of concept music performance in which the avatars goes to the stage. To explain you a bit how we collect the data, so this is a picture in the Montreal, but we collected 64, we asked for 64 musicians to come in the lab and to perform some rhythms, first simple and then complex rhythms together. And sometimes during the task we perturb them and we understand how they define the synchronization again. The perturbation cues will just indicate them to resynchronize and switch from a rhythm to another one. This is a multimodal data collection. So to embrace this multimodality, we design a custom sensors. You can see that in the these are 4 custom sensors based on kitchen weights that we modified, and then we connected to the Bella boards to track a very millisecond onset. Then we also collect the body sway with Gauss's motion capture systems, so gestures, and to understand how they interact also with their nonverbal communication cues. And lastly, we also ask the subjective experience. This allows us to have a shared aligned multimodal data set that we can use for the analysis. Just a bit about the task. So we asked them to listen to a metronome first for 2 bars, then to synchronize with the recording of the rhythm that they have to play, and they have to play then for a couple of minutes and the metronome fade out. So basically we have 3 conditions. In the first condition, everyone play the same rhythms together. It's a binary rhythms that has 675 milliseconds of timing. Okay. Then in the second condition, we ask them to play a ternary rhythms. So they play all together a ternary rhythm, which is faster, with 450 milliseconds of duration. And lastly, we ask them to play polyrhythms, dividing them into couples. So one couple play the ternary subdivision, and the other one play the binary subdivision, creating a polyrhythms. Playing like that. So this was the paradigm that we use, and whenever they find each other again, we perturb just before this moment. So when specifically during all the tasks, but specifically during the polyrhythms, we want to understand how they switch between the rhythms and how fast they switch in time, for example. Now let's go back to analysis 1 in my bachelor degree. I want to explain you a bit of the dynamical system models. It's going to be easy, so don't blame my easy approach. So in the dynamical system works, we call the coordination between ensemble the entrainment. The entrainment is described as the self-organized alignment of coupled oscillatory process throughout continuous interaction. How can we see that? How can we explain that in an easier way? So we have these mathematical equations that you can see, which are equations that we can bring back to the unit cycle, and each of these equations is a musician. Okay, we express a musician with a mathematical equation, which seems very odd, but it works at the end. So each one of them is expressed as a point in the unit cycle. So we have 4 people and 4 points. And the thing is, this arrow indicates also the phase of them, because they want to play together eventually. So they are a couple. They are doing a continuous interaction to find a lock phase. So everybody of them has the velocity, the angular velocity. But then we can also say that the player 1, player 2, for example, they listen to each other. No? So we can express it in a mathematical way with a number, which is called the coupling strength of them. Then also the player 2 and player 3 listen to each other. So we have another coupling number, and everybody listen to the other one. So we find out at the end that we have a coupling matrix, and all of these numbers and all of this differential equation, this is the backbones of how the avatars interact with the humans, and these are the models that will fit with the human data collection. So, just a bit of interview result. I want to show you a video. We are developing already. We are developing with the Apple Vision Pro, which is a fantastic headset, which I suggest you to try. It's the new headset. I just want to show you and then I will comment. Of course, there is no audio. Okay, so you can see what she's seeing in real time. So we are in extended reality, so you can see yourself, you can see your hands, and you can see the other one. The thing is, with the new innovation of the Apple Vision Pro, I don't want to be Apple, I'm not advertising Apple, but I want to try the other extended HMOT display. They have a lot of latency. They have 40 milliseconds of latency. So, and every time that we tried together, me and another person, to play together in extended reality, was a lot of motion sickness. With this system, we are able to chunk the latency at 10 milliseconds, which is almost below the human perception. So you can see yourself playing, you can see the other one, and you can see the avatar in the same space. And it is it's very inspiring for us. Just to go very fast, I just want to explain you a bit of the analysis of the multimodal dataset. We take the relaxation times of the quartets. We want to understand how long does an ensemble need to recover stable coordination after a perturbation. And you see, of course, that in the first... do you see the pointer? I don't see the pointer. Okay, in the first one from the left, we can see that when we are doing the simple rhythms, it's faster to refine the stability than a complex rhythm. And this is quite easy to guess. But it's cool to see that also when we are switching from a binary rhythm to a ternary, which is from a slower rhythm to a fast rhythms, we take less time than when we are switching back to a ternary to a binary. That's say something about the human ability to synchronize. And also in the cluster phase analysis that I want to show you, there is some hints about how humans synchronize better when they play faster rhythms than when they play slower. With the cluster analysis, we understand how the stability of the whole quartet evolves over time, and this is the plot. So you see, the red one is the complex scenario in which they are divided in pair, and they have to find the stabilization again after the perturbation. So after the perturbation, they lost the stability, so there is a down peak, but the red one is higher than the blue one, not dotted one, which is the simple things, the simple scenario, in which they play all together the same rhythms, but they have to switch from binary to ternary. So somehow, switching in a polyrhythm fashion, it's easier than just switching to another rhythms altogether, but from a fast rhythm to a slower one. I also want to show you our inter-offset analysis result, which is like those coordination reorganized differently depending on how the task changes. And the results are this one. So we see that there is some asymmetric adaptation across the two rhythms. And we see here that there is some hysteresis effect, right? Because if you see, this is the timing of the ternary rhythms and the binary rhythms. So in the very down in the left, you see that when they have to switch in the simple scenario from the binary to the ternary, they are very good on that. There is no histograms around the binary timing, no? But if you look up, there is some people that when they switch, they have some hysteresis effect, meaning that they still play on ternary, even if they are instructed to play on binary. And this is also equal for the right side of the plots, in which we have the complex scenario. So it's interesting to see how stabilization is context dependent, not only complex dependent. Okay? So what next? The next we're gonna do, because this is from now what we are now. We are arrived at this point, and then we're gonna repeat the same data collection with the same systematic approach, and repeating the same paradigm, but replacing one person from the ensemble with the avatar. And then we're gonna test some dynamical system models, specifically these three models, Kuramoto, HKB, and time delay couple. And then we're going to do the quantitative validation, meaning that we track the same human to human analysis measure, and we do the same stuff again for the human agent data collection. And if they are enough equal together, then we can go to the stage. So hopefully, after 3 years, that's going to be good enough. Otherwise, we just come back and we fit the model again and we do other data collection. Just to finish, so at the end, we hope and we want to organize 2 music performances across continents, one in Canada and one in Ghent. This is gonna be a final ecological validation of the avatars and of the old paradigms, but also it will inform a roadmap report about the role of immersive technologies in future creative practices. And so we're going to do a lot of, we're going to track also the experience of the audience. We're going to do some videos, tracks, and do some publication, of course, at the end to track this. And we want to say that we have also artistic partners involved. So we're going to call some professional ensemble, and we ask them to play with the avatar to design all the final validation stage. And one would be in the CIRMMT, in the McGill labs, which is an enhancement, which is a beautiful labs, which is an enhancement of acoustic. It's it has 65 speakers, ambisonic system, and also in our lab, which is as well beautiful, a bit smaller, with 80 system ambisonic, 80 speakers system ambisonic. And yeah, this is it for it. I was rushing, sorry for this problem of timing. And so I want to thank you. This is the connection. If you want to find us, you can find it at this QR code. This is the lab in Ghent. And please, if you have time, give me some good questions.
Thank you, Davide. Do you have questions? Yes.
It was too fast.
Thank you. It was very cool, and I wanted to ask you what repertoire will the ensemble play in the performances?
Well, that's a very good question. So in the first stage, when we think about the final performance, we said that we want to use some synchrony piece. So it would be like marimbas playing together. They are all marimbas, basically the partners. So it will be similar to some Steve Reich's piece. But it's always, of course, it will be a creative process at the end. So it will depend on a lot of decision that the partner and the artistic partner will give us. And this is going to be the core for the validation in an ecological system, in an ecological situation. No? So it's just an indication, this kind of repertoire. Steve Reich was an indication, but I think that is not going to be a piece from Steve Reich, for sure. I can't say that for now.
Okay. But also, sorry, it's just an idea on the spot, but I think it would be interesting to listen to music that has been written regardless of the avatar of this particular ecological environment, or something that is specifically written by design, keeping track of the role of the avatar, the real performance.
Absolutely. So yeah, we're going to do one workshop before the final performance, in which we're going to invite all the artistic peers, but also the technology peers, and we do a co-creational workshop in which all of these questions can arise, and we can deal with this multivariate, let's say, point of view between engineering, between artists, and between also the audience. So it's going to be like a preparatory stage for the performance, this workshop of co-creation approach between musician and engineers or mathematician.
Great. More questions? Many. Okay, I'll go first.
Hi. I have maybe a different question. I come more from teacher, teaching or learning to perform a skill, or in general, the role of somebody teaching and somebody learning. So I was wondering how much this context or this way of studying human collaboration or synchronization, how much this can inform, you think, the way we're going to approach learning or developing a skill in the future, if it's individual or in a group. Can you think of ways you could maybe keep some of the information or research outcomes that come out of this project with this in mind?
Yeah, that's a very good question. So, this raised me the idea of we are not trying to replace human. We are trying to use the innovations, technology to study humans more, study humans to decoding the humans, ready to synchronize. So, as also the prior professor was saying, like, this technology will help us to define some testing scenario in which maybe the musician want to test its ability to synchronize better, and it can increase the rhythms, it can increase also the partner in which the number of the partner that we want to train with. So it's a tool that can be applied also for pedagogical, specifically because we can model it in a different way. So we can change the number of the avatars, we can change the complexity. So it's like being with a computer that can teach you how to synchronize with a metronome, or with an avatar that's actually maybe engage with you. So it's going to be more, fun also to play, specifically maybe for kids. I don't know, maybe they will destroy the headset. That's something that we always ask ourselves. But for the pedagogical way, like of thinking, it's very good. For the performance way, like performance come to us and say, I don't want avatar. I want to stay away from the technology. And this is also my thinking as a performer. And this is we are not doing that to bring it in the stage for sure. The stage is only a validation, final validation. We are doing it to give to the artist another way to approach technologies, because a lot of the artists say to us, I don't want technologies, but then they come to us to develop new technology because everybody's using that technology. So they are like complaining. And so this is a tool for them, more than for the audience maybe. And in a mathematical perspective, this is a tool for for scientists to study how the hidden layers of the multimodal synchronization that we cannot see only maybe with a 1D agent that interacts with us or only by humans, right?
Great. We have time for one short question.
It was almost the same question, so...
Okay. Okay. Anyone wants to ask? I had the curiosity. Okay. Yeah.
Oh, thanks, really interesting. I wonder if you thought to try the inverse model, just to try participant human with avatar and next human with human, to understand whether the process of learning to synchronize with other can affect the results.
Yeah, that's basically what we are doing, no? So you were asking me to do it again the first stage, right? Okay. So in the first stage we are doing only humans, we track them, and then we do avatars and human together, and then we compare how it goes. And we want the avatar to behave like a human, so this comparison at the end will allow us to understand, also with subjective experience, because we track subjective experience, so we're going to ask the same question to the musician: how do you feel in connection with the group? How do you feel in connection with the pair, because you're divided in pair. So it's a multimodal data collection because it's also subjective. And we have this subjective co-creational approach in which also the artist is in center. It's like the artist, the musician. It's in the center. It's like a human-centered approach to the value. This is the engineering way, it's a human-centered approach.
Okay, thanks.
Thank you.
Great, thank you so much. So we take a 10-minute break and we continue.